All right, what's up? So for my senior project, showing like what it would be like to be an engineer, I'm gonna take you in a day in the life of me at work. I'm not really an engineer, but I help my dad. It's not a very good sign, but this is his company, SDI. Um, he makes this. Biggest thing he does is makes electronic suspension for off-road vehicles. This is one of the displays he had at for like one of the biggest car shows. It's called the SEMA. All right, so this is the machine shop. My dad, he makes all of the parts for the shocks. So there's this room, all over there's machines too, but today he's having me dyno these shocks. So as you can see, I already got one on the dyno right now. I just did the first test. I'll explain that 1 second. So basically, this is a shock. My dad, he makes this. So it's just kind of like a normal car shock. The biggest thing that's different though is this right here. So this is an electronic valve. So basically, as the shaft is pushed into the shock, it's controlling like a normal shock. It would just push oil through here at like whatever rate your shim stack is, which controls how much oil it lets flow through. But with this electronic valve, it changes how much oil it lets flow through. So when the valve is closed, it lets less oil travel through the bridge and makes the shock stiffer. And then when the valve is open, then it allows more oil to flow through and makes it softer. Right here, you can see I have the shock running on the dyno right now. So right here, like the whole thing is wired and it's actively changing. For the dyno, you just set it to a certain thing. So like right now, I already did one test on it. I did so this is what the graph would look like when it's at 0 amps. So at 0 amps, that's when the shock has like no the valve is completely closed and therefore is stiffest. So right now 1.5 is like right at the middle because 2.1 is full open. Okay, so this is the graph for when the shock was at 0 amps. So this graph is showing velocity, so how fast the shock is moving because it goes at different speeds, and then the force that's being produced by it. So like as you can see, like as it goes faster, the shock is moving faster, it's creating more force because it's getting stiffer as the shock is compressing more. And then we just finished this test. So this is with the valve being open at 1.5 amps, so about halfway. And so as you can see now, even though it's at the same speed, it's producing less force because it's allowing more oil to travel through the bridge, making the shock softer. The last one, I'm going to do it at 2.1 amps so that the valve is fully open, and that would be its softest position. So I'll show you guys that when it's done. All right, I just got finished testing this shock at 2.1 amps. And as you can see, it is the softest because it's creating the least amount of force for how fast the shock is moving, which would make sense because the valve is at its most open state, so it's allowing the most oil to travel through as the shock is compressing. I just got done doing all these tests and then comparing them. I thought it looked off too, but this blue one was the one rear shock I did, and baseline was the red. And it's like way crazy far off. My brother did that one, so yeah, he messed it up because he's a so I double checked this gray one, and it's a little bit different, but it's still like comparable to the red one. So you can just kind of see that he messed it up. So I'm gonna be able to take apart a shock for you guys and show you what that's like. All right, so the one shock my brother put together wrong. The other shock, my dad didn't like the results on the dyno, so he wants me to change something. I'll be taking apart this shock R1. I labeled it so I don't get them mixed up. Basically, I'm changing a part in the valve. I'll show you guys that. All right, so last time I did a rear shock, so now I'm doing the same thing with the front shock. So I'm putting the new spool here in the cartridge. Alright, I was struggling for a second. This is the old one, and this is the new one. So basically, it's kind of hard, I think, to show on the camera. But in between the groove right here, on the new one, instead of it being more of a sharp edge, it's more like a curve. My dad was explaining to me. I don't think I have enough time to explain it, but basically it just makes it work better. All right, we got the new valve put together. Now we just have to put the shock back together. All right, so this is like one of the last steps you do when putting together a shock. Pretty much what this machine does is it sucks out all the oil and air out of the shock, and then you just put the oil back in. It's basically make sure there's no air in the shock, so it performs the best. All right, so I just got this shock finished and on the dyno. I'm about to test it, but I just want to show you guys what we're trying to fix. So I changed the spool in the electronic valve. If I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't know really what it's doing to change it, but for right now we're gonna act like we do. But basically what we're trying to fix is right here in the middle setting, as it's changing from being closed to open, so like in the middle setting of where it's stiff or soft, it's a really aggressive change. And my dad, he would rather it just be like a more linear change. So, cause like from right there, it's a really hard change from going from soft to stiff. If it was more linear, then it would feel a lot smoother of a transition. So that's what we're about to see if we fixed it. All right, just got finished dynoing the front shock. The blue is in the middle is what is that one I just dynoed, and the red was the old one. So it's a lot more linear, and it doesn't close at the end, which is what we were wanting. So overall, it was all good today. It's late, it's like 6 o'clock, way past my bedtime. So I'm gonna go home, but it's pretty much a day in the life. It's not really an engineer or anything. Like, I guess eventually if I become an engineer, I'll be like designing stuff and, you know, making changes, figuring out how to make stuff better. Right now I'm just like the shop hand helping out, but gotta start somewhere. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Comment down below what your favorite part was, smash the like button, ring that bell, and yeah, I'll see you at graduation.